In an interview with People, she says, "The show was a blessing to provide for our family, but he still was working in real estate and all of those things." She is talking about her new book, which is titled People Pleaser. A significant portion of Jenner Duggar childhood was documented on the popular reality television series 19 Kids and Counting, which was produced by her family as well as its daughter, Counting On. However, during the course of the film, not all portions of their narrative were revealed. People Pleaser, Breaking Free from the Burden of Imaginary Expectations is the title of Jinger's recently published book, in which she discusses how the famous brood's budget was really tight when she was growing up. The situation was so severe that they were unable to eat at any fast food places. She went so far as to reminisce on an episode that took place at a Taco Bell, where she and her siblings were shown kindness by a family who understood their financial circumstances and placed an order for meals on their behalf. Jinger Duggar, who is now 31 years old, recalls that her father, Jim Bob Duggar, was a hard worker. Jinger is currently looking back on her childhood. "He picked up a great deal of work. Towing and the automobile industry are two examples." She tells People that he would be interested in real estate. "He made an effort to do everything. Over the course of so many years, he worked a number of jobs simultaneously. Of course, the show was a blessing to provide for our family, but he still was working in real estate and all of those things," she continues to explain. "He worked so hard and really taught us to have a hard work ethic too, because he wanted all of us to have skills, life skills too." Jinger notes that she and her siblings were not encouraged to go to college, which was something, I think, more so in the Bill Gothard teaching. That was maybe a lot of it wasn't spoken, but it was known that you weren't encouraged to go that route, but to go more of the entrepreneur-like route, she says, referring to the minister of her former controversial church, the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP. Jinger's remarks come despite the fact that he emphasizes the significance of instilling a strong work ethic in his children. "I think that with that, though, their heart was always to make us realize, okay, we want you to be diligent, disciplined, hard workers, provide," she continued when talking about her parents. In spite of the fact that things were not ideal, Jinger notes that her family's lives did turn around a lot after the show. "It did provide more flexibility for us, just like a little sigh of relief, because then my dad was not having to take on as many jobs and it was like a blessing," she explains further. "I think that, yeah, we were very grateful when that came along, and yeah, I think it changed a lot." In the year 2020, following the broadcast of the final season of Counting On, the family's time spent on reality television came to an end. Following the arrest and subsequent conviction of Josh Duggar, Jinger's brother, for knowingly receiving and having child pornographic images, the series was discontinued in the year 2021. Jinger claims that her family had considered leaving the whole TV side of things for a time before Josh's legal scandal came to light. She says that this was just because after so many years it just starts to be like, in a reality show, you feel like you filmed everything that could be filmed. In addition, she and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, desired for their children to have their privacy protected. The conclusion of the show was a peculiar occurrence. "Considering that this was the only thing you were aware of, I had the impression that there was a little of, and I don't even know how to phrase it, maybe an identity crisis. This is the job that I am responsible for. What I do is exactly this." As she says, this is exactly what it is. The hardest part was the crew because they are like family. People Pleaser, Jinger's most recent book, is comprised of a number of personal anecdotes about her life that are written with the intention of assisting other people. In it, she makes a connection between her experiences and her tendency to please other people, realizing where it all began as she breaks down how she overcome the challenges she faced. I wanted to be able to share from my own heart my personal experiences of how motherhood has gone, how postpartum has been for me, and just break it down and say, okay, we don't all have these perfectly curated lives. She continues to say, and I think that everybody needs to see that and understand we don't need to keep up this facade of who we want people to think we are, but we need to be genuine and real. Jana Duggar, one of the well-known daughters of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, has consistently been a figure in the public eye due to her family's fame from the long-running reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On. In an exclusive interview, Jana recently opened up about her family's life during the height of their television fame, offering insights into how her father, Jim Bob Duggar, managed multiple responsibilities both within the family and in his professional life. At the heart of Jana's recollection is the portrayal of Jim Bob as a dedicated father who was not only managing the intricacies of raising a large family but also working tirelessly to ensure the Duggars' financial success. This narrative, which has often been shared through the lens of the Duggar family's public persona, sheds light on the complexities behind the scenes of a family constantly under the spotlight. The demands of reality TV fame. From the outset, it's clear that the Duggar family's rise to fame was no small feat. The success of 19 Kids and Counting, which first aired in 2008, catapulted the Duggars into the limelight, showcasing their unique way of life, which centered around conservative Christian values, homeschooling, and a commitment to large family dynamics. The show, which initially focused on the day-to-day lives of the Duggar family, became a major hit, leading to several spin-off shows and keeping the family in the public eye for years. For the Duggars, reality TV wasn't just a career, it became the engine that fueled much of their lifestyle and financial stability. However, fame and television production come with their own set of challenges. The Duggars were constantly required to meet tight filming schedules, manage media appearances, and maintain a level of public decorum that is difficult to achieve when balancing the demands of a large family. For Jim Bob, this meant not only overseeing the family's day-to-day activities but also navigating the complexities of the entertainment industry. Jana noted how, despite the obvious benefits the family received from their television career, there were moments when the weight of this public life would take its toll. The constant filming and the need for the family to present a cohesive, well-managed image sometimes meant juggling multiple obligations simultaneously. It wasn't simply a matter of showing up for shoots, it was about maintaining the appearance of a perfect, ideal family while also dealing with the personal and logistical demands of daily life. Jim Bob Duggar's work ethic. In the interview, Jana dug deeper into the pivotal role her father played in ensuring the family's success. She reflected on how Jim Bob was always working hard and managing various jobs to support the family. Even before the reality TV cameras arrived, Jim Bob was no stranger to juggling multiple responsibilities. He worked in real estate, had a car lot business, and was involved in various entrepreneurial ventures. Jana emphasized that her father's entrepreneurial spirit wasn't just about making money, it was about ensuring the family could continue to live out their faith-driven lifestyle, which included homeschooling their children and maintaining a sense of privacy and normalcy despite the external pressures of fame. Jim Bob's ability to manage these businesses, all while keeping the family unit intact, was an essential part of the Duggar family's stability, both financially and emotionally. According to Jana, Jim Bob's work ethic was something he instilled in all of his children. He believed in the value of hard work and did his best to ensure that each of his children learned the importance of responsibility and self-sufficiency. However, the family's public persona meant that Jim Bob also had to manage the complexities of dealing with the media, balancing his responsibilities as a businessman with those of being a father, and maintaining the image of the Duggar family for the public. The strain of public life. While Jim Bob's dedication to his family is undeniable, the pressures of public life are not without their drawbacks. Jinger acknowledged that the family's fame often created a sense of division between their public and private lives. Behind the scenes, the Duggars were like any other large family, dealing with sibling rivalry, disagreements, and the challenges that come with raising children. However, when the cameras were rolling, they were expected to present a perfect, unified front. For Jim Bob, this dichotomy was especially difficult. As the patriarch of the family, he was expected to manage the logistics of an enormous household, maintain his businesses, and also be the face of the Duggar brand. Despite the pressures, Jinger shared that her father remained committed to keeping the family's values intact. He made sure the kids stayed grounded, and even when faced with negative media attention or difficult situations, he would encourage them to stay focused on their faith and family bond. Jinger's reflections reveal that while the Duggars undoubtedly benefited from their reality TV success, it was not without significant personal sacrifices. Jim Bob's ability to keep the family afloat both financially and emotionally while constantly being in the media's eye was an extraordinary feat. Jinger notes that her father was, and still is, a man who believes in leading by example no matter the circumstances. Navigating personal challenges. Another aspect of Jim Bob's juggling act involved dealing with the personal and public challenges that came with fame. As any reality TV family knows, the scrutiny that comes with being in the public eye can be overwhelming, especially when it involves deeply personal matters. The Duggar family, with their strict values and conservative lifestyle, often found themselves at odds with the media's portrayal of their lives, and over the years, various controversies and public trials have tested the family's resilience. One of the most notable public challenges the Duggar family faced was the revelation of past scandals involving their eldest son, Josh Duggar. The family's handling of this situation was widely scrutinized, and Jim Bob was thrust into the spotlight once again, forced to balance his public persona with the personal turmoil that the situation caused within the family. For Jinger, this time was particularly difficult. She shared that, while she loved her family, navigating these public challenges added an additional layer of stress to their already complicated lives. Jinger's reflections on these challenging moments paint a picture of a family that, despite their strong faith, had to confront very real and difficult issues. Jim Bob, as the father figure, was often the one taking the brunt of public criticism, all while trying to maintain the family's unity and commitment to their beliefs. Jim Bob's lasting influence. Jinger's admiration for her father's work ethic and commitment to the family is clear. She credits much of her own drive and sense of responsibility to the lessons she learned growing up under his guidance. She highlights the importance of resilience and hard work, both qualities that Jim Bob instilled in his children, even when the pressures of public life were overwhelming. Today, as Jinger and her husband Jeremy Vuolo raise their own family, she reflects on how Jim Bob's example continues to influence her. While her lifestyle has shifted since her days in the Duggar household, moving away from her parents' strict guidelines and finding her own voice, she remains deeply appreciative of the foundation that was laid for her by Jim Bob. Her decision to speak publicly about her father's hard work is not just a testament to his influence on her life, but also an acknowledgement of the immense sacrifice it took to keep the family running smoothly through their years of television fame. In reflecting on her childhood, Jinger paints a portrait of a man who, despite the difficult nature of his work and the constant demands of reality television, did his best to provide for and protect his family. While the media often focuses on the sensational aspects of the Duggar family's life, Jinger's personal account offers a more nuanced view of what it was like to grow up under the leadership of a father who wore many hats both as a parent and as a businessman while also managing the pressures of fame. Jinger Duggar Vuolo's reflections offer a rare and intimate glimpse into the life of one of reality TV's most famous families. Through her recounting of her father Jim Bob's hard work and determination, she highlights the complexities that came with raising a family in the public eye. Jim Bob Duggar's ability to balance his business ventures with the demands of a large family, all while managing the scrutiny of fame, is a testament to his unwavering commitment to his loved ones. While the Duggar family's public journey has been fraught with controversy, Jinger's narrative emphasizes the importance of family bonds, faith, and the resilience that her father demonstrated during both the good and bad times. Her story is not just a reflection on the past, but a tribute to the strength and dedication it took to keep the Duggar family functioning, even in the face of immense challenges.